From the invasion of Poland up until the official victory over Japan, this is the complete timeline of the Second World War. You will learn about literally every event that happened during this war. From major events to small happenings that changed the course of war. We will talk about these events briefly, but if you want in-depth documentaries about the specific events, subscribe. Let's get started with the year 1940. July 3rd, convoys in the canal at Dover are cancelled due to heavy bombings by the Luftwaffe. Also on this day, the British Royal Navy bombs the French fleet in Algeria to prevent the ships falling in German hands. July 9th, British and Italian fleet clash at the Battle of Punta Stilo. July 10th, the Battle of Britain begins when 70 German airplanes bomb southern Wales. July 11th, Pétain becomes head of state in France after President Lebrun resigns. July 14th, Soviet-controlled elections give Lithuania, Estonia, and Latvia pro-USSR governments. July 16th, Hitler prepares for an invasion in Britain, called Operation Sea Lion. July 19th, Hitler gives his speech The Final Appeal for Reason, calling Britain for peace. Also on this day, the United States reinforced their navy. July 27th, Japan appoints a region of Asian solidarity, trying to get political control over countries like Thailand and China. August 3rd, around 25,000 Italian soldiers cross the border from Italian to British Somaliland, Eastern Africa. August 11, the British fight the Italian army for 5 days in Tog Argan, Somaliland, finally surrendering. August 15, the Greek cruiser Hel sank in mysterious ways. In the wreckage, Italian torpedo parts were found. Italy denies involvement. August 17, Germany announces a total blockage of British harbors. August 19, Italian troops occupy the capital of British Somaliland. August 24th, the first bombardment in daylight of the city center of London. August 25th, under heavy pressure, the French government allows Japanese troops to station in French Indochina. Also on this day, in China, small British garrisons retreat due to Japanese blockades. August 27th, after the fall of France, French colonies joined the Vichy government, or with the Free French. August 30th, Hungary gives German troops free passage through the country, enjoying the conquering of Romania. September 3rd, President Roosevelt made a deal with Great Britain, trading 50 old destroyers for a 99-year lease on several naval and air force bases. September 7th, 350 Luftwaffe bombers bomb London, killing 400 British civilians. September 10th, Operation Sea Lion is delayed because the Luftwaffe failed to control the skies above the United Kingdom. September 13th, Japanese Zero fighter planes make their debut in Chongqing, China. Also on this day, Buckingham Palace gets struck by 5 German bombs, damaging a part of the Royal Chapel. Also, the Italian invasion of Egypt starts. September 16th, Italian troops occupy Sidi Barrani, close to the Egyptian border. September 17th, the British vessel the City of Benares is sank by a German U-boat. September 18th, the Italian army stops at Sidi Barrani because of supply issues. September 19th, the French colony New Caledonia overthrows its pro-Vichy governor. September 23rd, British and Free French forces try and conquer the Vichy-controlled West Africa, but the governor was informed of this attack, and the troops met maximum resistance. September 25th, American crypto analysts decode Japanese secret codes. September 27th, Germany, Italy, and Japan sign an agreement, promising to help each other in case of need. The USSR declines. September 30th, the Luftwaffe raids the London sky at daylight for one last time. October 4th, Hitler and Mussolini meet again at the Brenner Pass to talk about their strategy after the fall of France. October 7th, Germany secures Romanian oil from the Plosti oil fields. October 8, after being closed by Churchill, the Burma Road reopens, trying to get Chinese support to act against the Japanese. October 12, Hitler delays Operation Sea Lion again until 1941. October 13, the Chinese army attack Yuchang, being confronted with Japanese chemical attacks. October 16th, the United States reinstates conscription, forcing all men between 21 and 35 to apply for service. October 17th, German U-boats sink 32 ships at the Battle of the Atlantic Ocean. October 20th, Italian planes bomb oil installations in Eritrea. October 21st, the Italian Navy prepares for an invasion in Greece. October 23rd, Hitler and Franco meet up in the French-Spanish border town Hendaye. October 24th, Hitler meets up with Pétain, trying to create some form of cooperation. October 28th, Italy invades Greece. Mussolini directly disobeys Hitler's advice. October 31st, the first British troops land on Crete, giving military support to Greece. Also on this day, the Luftwaffe loses 116 bombers and the RAF 190 fighter planes, ending the battle for Britain. November 5th, German Admiral Scheer sinks 5 ships and their only escort, the HMS Jervis Bay on the Atlantic Ocean. Also on this day, Roosevelt is elected for his 3rd term as U.S. President. November 10th, British troops under the command of Viscount Slim reconquer Gallabat in Sudan. November 11, the Battle of Toronto tips the scale in favor of the Allied forces in the Mediterranean region. November 12th, the Beaune, the last African colony loyal to the Vichy government, switches sides and joins Free France. Also on this day, Soviet Minister of Foreign Affairs, Molotov, visits Berlin to talk about possibilities to join the Axis forces, ultimately failing due to difference in interests. November 14th, the Greek army launches a counteroffensive in Epirus and Macedonia. November 15, Ludwig Fischer, the German governor of Warsaw, closes the ghetto of the city, enclosing 400,000 Jews behind a 10-feet-high wall with barbed wire. November 18th, Italian forces in Epirus are forced back over the river Kalamas. November 19, 350 Luftwaffe bombers bomb Birmingham at night. November 20th, Hungary, Romania, and Slovakia join the Axis forces. November 23rd, Belgium declares war to Italy. November 28th, the Luftwaffe bombs Liverpool, killing 300 civilians. December 4th, the Greeks conquer Prometi in southwest Albania. December 5th, plans to invade the USSR, codename Operation Otto, are presented in Germany. December 6th, Chief of Staff of the Italian Army, Pietro Badoglio, resigns after the defeat against Greece. December 9th, Operation Compass, the first British offensive in northern Africa starts. British and Indian troops in Egypt conquer Italian encampments in Nibewa and Tamar. December 11, Sidi Barrani is conquered by British troops. December 17th, the British conquer Sollum and Fort Capuzzo at the Libyan-Egyptian border. December 18th, Hitler's Directive 21 affirms plans for Operation Barbarossa, the invasion of the USSR. December 29th, in one of the worst nights of bombing, 136 German bombers dropped 10,000s of firebombs on the city center of London. Subscribe if you thought this video was interesting and you want to learn more about these topics. This was the second half of 1940. Click the video on screen right now to see the next part.